Welcome back to Quantum Breakage, and we're going to finish Chapter 2 in this part.
Wow, you know, I just realized...
In fact, both Chapter 2 and Junction 2, which means next part is a TV episode.
So we're just now getting to this party after going through some abandoned ruins, abandoned labs, a creepy laboratory.
Oh my
Shocked
God,
text message.
It's not textual, incredible.
Wait.
Savor that, Teo, because it's not common.
Wait. So let me get this straight. The assassination attempt happens off-screen.
Yes.
There is what? You know, you think that the attempted murder of one of our main characters would kind of warrant a cutscene.
You mean main villains?
Still, well, you know, main character, main villain.
Well, Joe, we get to see this echo of past version of the Hitman, arranging things. And
so, is he actually dead, or should we just wait and see?
Not yet. Don't worry. He gets shot, but he doesn't actually die. So this subplot is kind of pointless.
You know, I had a feeling he wasn't going to die with the fact that it's all off screen, because really...
So he faked his own death.
By the way, who are these assassins anyway, who we kind of have just now figured out about?
Guys who are going against Monarch and their monopolies and shit.
Basically, yeah, some of them infiltrated Monarch's militaries.
Basically, it's a terrorist kind of.
Wait. So let me get this straight. Monarch, the supposed guys at the beginning, apparently infiltrated themselves, but now it turns out that there's these terrorists and assassins who are also infiltrating Monarch.
Don't worry, Joe, but this subplot is going to be forgotten the moment the chapter ends, so don't worry.
You know, why not just make it that all these were staged by Paul because some time-related shenanigans, to keep it all within one group and, have it be relevant, not just introduce something out of nowhere and needlessly add plot?
Hold on, there's going to be a cutscene now, so... There's Beth. Let's unfreeze her.
Because we can do that.
Remember, well, to be fair, we did establish that in the first part.
I know. I know that, Pedro. I'm just really frustrated with how the game doesn't let you do some of the more core stuff at your will and whim. Despite going on this tirade about, how cool and awesome it is. Well, you can have stuff be apparently cool and awesome, but what makes it actually cool and awesome is how versatile and useful you let it be in a game.
The face mocap kind of leaves a bit to be desired.
Yeah.
So, what time are you guys at?
16, 17.
What, 16, 17?
3.
Oh, okay. Come on, YouTube. Okay, I'm at 4 minutes.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, you're gonna wait a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, it's YouTube being YouTube.
So basically, Beth is going to help us sneak into the scientist's room and kidnap her.
Why do we need help doing this when we can just freeze time at will and just grab her?
No, Joe, I remember time freezes at random.
Yeah.
We're just taking advantage.
Oh, look! Hold on. The screenplay part 2, and click. There you go. We're reading part 2 of Bruce Livington's screenplay.
But hold on. Wasn't the random time freezes limited to, that section in the laboratory?
No. It's global for the entire world, Jova. Sometimes time just freezes.
It's tied to the fact that time is collapsing.
Remember, Jova, our experiment in the lab in part 1 broke time.
Wait. Hold on. But the Paul that apparently saw the end of time and came from it is way older, so... Wait, hold on. I thought he said that...
That's because he traveled through time for the time he had so many times. I'm sorry for
I get that. But regardless of that, here's the thing, though. The way he said it, though, he kind of made it out to be like, well, okay, so time is going to completely collapse, but in a much longer duration of time. Whereas here,
he didn't say that. Basically, he said that it would have happened, and he tried all the variations he could. For all he know, he did at the same short amount of time
Hold on, let me explain.
And
Basically, the terrorists are about to crash with an helicopter into the scientist so they could kidnap her. So fortunately, we have to, time is right now.
Not if I kidnap you first.
Of course. So the assassins are conveniently trying to kidnap the doctor that we're trying to kidnap.
Okay, basically, Jova, to answer your earlier question, my theory is that Sam Lake thought of various cool scenarios to put time travel shenanigans in, but didn't bother to actually, tie them in with a coherent narrative.
Honestly, I'm considering the cuts and everything. I'm thinking he was trying to insert them in a sequel or something.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main problems. It's like, well, I mean, okay, they do.
There we go. Well, Taylor's having fun at least.
Enjoying the little things, Pedro.
Yeah, of course. No, I know. I'm a David Cage. It's like I keep telling Shiro in our David Cage playthroughs. It's the little things.
So
Jesus Christ, girl! They unfreezes her from time, and immediately after they menace her with a fucking gun.
It's like, I don't think you really need the gun to threaten her. I mean, you literally are controlling, well, sort of controlling time.
Remember, Jova, the time travel in this in this game works according to the conveniences of the plot.
Okay, I get that. But here's the thing, though. He clearly has time powers that can, blow up things. In fact, why does he even need a gun to threaten people? He could literally just use it, time powers and say...
some of his time powers requires also a combination of gun projectiles. So
but Jova, that would eliminate the need for a gun, basically eliminating what little gameplay this game has.
It's like the super
an age of it could be worse. So he could have made like the Harry Potter games and having weapons that resemble actual fire weapons that are time power based machine guns or something. So I guess we went for a more straight approach.
Time power based guns, that could have been pretty awesome.
I don't know. It will have been. I don't know. I couldn't imagine something like that.
Don't Jova, if it makes you feel any better later.
Emphasis on could as opposed to would.
Well, Joe, if it makes you feel any better, like I said, our final boss can time explode. So,
hopefully the final boss is interesting.
It's not. Sorry to spoil it, but basically,
Sniper, you had a clear shot for a lot of time.
Teo, let's not forget that particular part from Angry Joe's review that shows how unbelievably forgiving the gameplay is. In fact, this is that exact part right now that I'm at.
Remember, Teo, it's a video game, Sniper. They're about as accurate as skills.
Actually, video game snipers are usually one of the few, most more often than not, competent AI in video games.
Most of the time, anyway. Wow, the scope clips through the fucking rock.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Even with snipers, the one game enemy that usually is the one you always have to watch out for, they couldn't even get that right in this game.
Apparently,
fucking seriously.
Wow. It's, I hate to say it, but this may actually be a worse put together game than Beyond Two Souls.
Wow.
Well,
that's saying something.
I mean, at least Beyond Two Souls is AI for the most part.
Well, Jova, to be fair.
Yeah. Never.
This is just boring.
Not just that.
I know what you're about to say, Pedro, and yeah. To be fair, Beyond Two Souls is a lot more scripted, so yeah, I guess
this game has actual gameplay. It's incredibly simplistic gameplay, but it's gameplay nonetheless.
Oh, this is definitely
Yeah.
a better game than Beyond Two Souls, and its sense of choice is way, way better too.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's one thing I can definitely give this game. That your choices do indeed, in fact, affect how the
Is that a
episodes go.
barbecue grill?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Barbecue.
You can't use it if that's what you're asking.
Wouldn't that be funny?
No.
I imagine
Well,
actually.
because this party and on the beach, and they have even a barbecue grill.
Time
and
run.
things.
Or time
So-
dash.
That red light.
Remember, Teo, it's one of those.
Oh, a turret. Okay.
One of those
So,
auto turrets.
So, a question: why didn't we just accompany Beth and the doctor?
Because basically they're trying to escape on a boat, and we're covering them basically.
Yeah, we're practically clearing the coast on a
Yeah.
literal level.
Basically, they're shooting. They're trying to shoot down the boat, so we have to kill them before they do. So
Okay.
it doesn't. One thing that he could do. I mean, it would be interesting. I mean, couldn't time just break now so that Jack could?
Oh my god! I just realized, Pedro.
What?
What?
Sonic and the Secret Rings did time traveling powers better than this. What do you think
Wait,
about it?
there was time travel in Secret Rings.
Oh.
Time break and speed break.
Oh, that. Sure, I guess. Not that that's,
I mean, at least
not that
those
that's hard,
powers
mind you.
actually. I mean, those powers were at least consistently fun, and they worked the way you would expect them to do. There was no BS limit except for the gauge.
That's true.
Wow, I guess that sure really wanted to stay with you for a bit.
Yeah, the physics engine is a bit iffy.
Remind me of the ragdoll physics of the dead bodies in Dark Souls.
Yes, that sure really thought there was trouble afoot.
Is that Mr.
Go,
Nozzle?
Beth, go. Please don't please don't make me show an emotion.
Jack, can't he at least still try to use his powers here and there?
We need you fucking alive!
How meta of you, Beth.
So, question, with the time field going away, how much does that actually dampen his powers? Because, I think that he should still be able to, try using them.
No. Okay. Basically, whenever time stops, he can still use his powers, but only on people who don't have time travel proof vests.
So here's a question. Why doesn't he just freeze time and run to the boat?
Well, remember,
He cannot.
Jova, he can only time freeze in a very small area. And because the gauge the gauge on the right part of the screen will not be enough to stop. There's not enough. The gauge is not big enough, Jova. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go. That's the area. There we go. That's the area that you can freeze time.
Okay.
That's the radius.
Okay. Story-wise, though, he has been able to pretty much, dash through by, keeping the field around him as he runs. Hence why he's able to pretty much one-up anyone. So why can't he do it like that now that he's, covered their
Because
escape?
that will be creative. It will require too much programming skills.
Not just that.
And you wouldn't ask poor Sam Lake to do actual work, would you?
How foolish of me.
It's
Which is a shame because he did so much good work with Alan Wade.
Yeah, it kind of makes me sad to have to
And
shit on that.
Wayne.
Yeah, it kind of makes me sad to have to shit on Sam, but he really dropped the ball at this one.
I mean, who knows? Maybe there was a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff we don't
I really
know
don't
about.
yeah,
But I can
I
only
don't
go off of
understand
what I've
the pro-
heard.
Again, I don't understand the thought process. And the only explanation I can give is that he wanted, again, this much more bigger project he had in vision, but Microsoft had to cut him
Yeah.
loose because they
It's
wanted to release it
Yeah,
in time.
if you follow the development of this game like I have, it's pretty apparent that quite a big chunk of the plot was cut down because there was live action footage. There was live action footage that was shown in the reveal trailer that never made it into the game.
Which makes me even more doubtful at this point about their supposed remake of Phantom Dust, which is apparently stuck in development hell.
Okay, Jack, do you really need to go all this way back? I'm pretty sure the boat can make it away safely before those guys in those suits come lumbering all the way.
But Jova, guns, explosions, excitement.
Also,
Yes.
Also, for a guy who seems to try to be a hero, he certainly doesn't hesitate about outright killing people. I mean, why not just try finding creative ways to knock them out?
Jova,
I mean,
we can do that. We can do the same joke only so many times before it gets old.
Please don't do the terrible writing thing. That ruled our 13 playthroughs.
No, again, it's the creative gameplay thing.
Well, but even okay. Now, to be fair, I sort of meant more so story wise, because I go okay. Now, obviously, gameplay wise, you may apparently kill some people, but why not just make it so that the bullets knock them out? I mean, seriously, look. If that meant an Arkham Knight can have so much as rubber missiles, non-lethal.
To be fair, Jova, that game was really stretching it enough.
But
to a point that so many people were not buying it.
Oh, I get that.
What?
But again,
Is this a puzzle?
No. Perish the thought, too.
What a shame.
Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, excitement. Talking about excitement, can't you just feel the feel the excitement from Dwebs' silence? Forgot this
Can
part.
you feel the sunshine?
Does it brighten up your day?
And that's it. We're done with Act 3. Oh, that's right. It's Act 3, actually. Never mind. I misspoke earlier. It's Act 3 that we finished.
I just realized
now we have the junction?
Yes, the junction 3.
I just realized that he looked a lot like Chris Pratt in that shot.
Mm-hmm. Except Chris Pratt is a million times more charming.
And charismatic.
Yeah, he would have been a bit more fun.
Okay, Act 3. Go on. Jeez, that was long.
Quantum Break. Alright, so now...
After this messenger?
Alright, so the choice is between...
Hello, new plot point.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the illness, though.
Illness.
It's insert name here, illness. Don't never actually explain what the illness even entails specifically.
There you go, the black guy is still alive.
Okay. So let me get this straight. He had a doctor who was making a cure for him, and he didn't think to maybe check all of her past and future to see if, something involving her might go wrong.
What the hell?
He's mad that Martin allowed Jack to kidnap Sophia, because remember, Sophia is not only his lead scientist, she was also the one who gave him his cure.
Okay, here's a bit of a problem, idiot. He was the one standing in for you during...
Oh, he's fading?
Yes. Basically, apparently, the accident at the lab went kind of wrong for him because he's slowly disappearing.
So here's what I don't get. Why is he yelling at Fatch? Because Fatch had to step in for him during that press conference, so...
Well, remember, Jova, Hatch specifically said, Paul, this is your sickness talking. Get a hold of yourself. He's losing control. That's what they're trying to go with.
Also, why does he even care? I mean, seriously, Paul has been acting all nihilistic, saying, we're all gonna die, and yet now he's concerned about him possibly dying from this disease.
So, now what?
Now we have to choose who to trust, because basically Martin's about to show me proof that leads to the fact that Sophia is possibly a traitor who might be helping Jack. And so, as Paul, we have to choose to either side with Martin or with Sophia.
Well, I mean, is Martin actually lying, or is he fooled too? Because I'm pretty sure last we saw
I'm
Sophia
not gonna say...
just...
Well, Jova, that would require me to spoil something for you.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, let's go and make another choice.
But yeah, seriously speaking, though, I mean, this is a major contradiction to Paul's whole nihilistic character, going, we're gonna die, and yet now he's acting concerned that he himself is going to die, unless he just
my guess, Jova, is that he wants to be alive in order to fulfill his goal.
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid because, like he himself said, it's inevitable unless he doesn't truly believe.
Well, the thing
that,
is,
in
well, the
which
thing is,
case-
well, the thing is, Jova, there is something called the lifeboat protocol. Okay, you know what? I'll just spoil it since who cares. The lifeboat protocol is basically something that he's doing where a certain group of specifically chosen people will be on the lifeboat protocol, which is a specific thing to save people from the time breakage, so they can rebuild society and shit.
So he's a hypocrite.
Sure.
So let me get this straight. He goes on all this spiel about how we're all doomed to die, and yet he's making a lifeboat protocol. Why didn't he even tell Jack about that? Maybe if he told Jack about that, he could have maybe have Jack, hey, maybe I'll let you and your
Jova.
brother and everyone you know and love live, and then you could maybe go on there. I mean, yeah, he'd probably be lying, but dude, maybe that might have been your good first option for someone who can supposedly see the future.
But Jova, if we did that, there wouldn't be a story.
Why can't we do a story without having to do blatantly stupid stuff? Like, heck, even...
Well, Jova, this is a very common syndrome, and as to quote Linkara, this is an idiot plot, and a scenario where the plot only works because the characters are morons.
You know what's...
Yeah, kind of like the Donkey Kong Country cartoon.
Or JLA After God.
But
True.
seriously, though, there's no reason for Paul not to have checked the future. I mean, come on. It's not like Garnet's future vision where she can really only see multiple futures
Jova.
but doesn't know the true outcome. He can literally see it.
CIA himself admitted that he has traveled so many times through time and he has exhausted apparently all the combinations possible. So he should practically know every single outcome possible. Alright, let's see the choices.
Alright, so that's what happens if I decide to trust in Sophia.
Oh, cruel irony.
First time around.
Martin had been my closest advisor for years. I began to wonder if that had been a mistake.
No, game. You can't introduce a plot point like Martin supposedly being a backstabber and expect me to care for the main villain. That is, unless we're supposed to be rooting for Martin. Wait, is that actually the case? Is Martin really just a backstabber?
Well, again, we'll hold off until later. Alright, let's see what happens if I trust Hatch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. I forgot. You don't actually make the choice just yet. You get to see the possible outcome.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Who
to trust?
Okay. Game, maybe it would have been wise to let the player know about the live call protocol, because otherwise I think the player's first instinct is going to be to do everything against the villain here. Well, except for...
So, what do you choose, Pedro? Let's see.
I'm thinking.
But Pedro, it's weird, because okay, yeah, you technically spoiled me, but it doesn't feel like a spoiler, because it feels like something that we should already know to help make the plot make sense.
Yeah, I know.
So you're trusting Sophia.
I've decided to trust Sophia because, whatever, I don't even...
Yeah, not to sound racist or anything, but that guy looks suspicious.
It's weird, because they're only really being the suspicious factor just now.
Why we're giving in the fading effect?
Because time is broken right now.
But, never mind the fact that the level wasn't even doing that much.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Why do I get the feeling that this is an excuse where the budget got cut, so we can't get all the visuals looking the best?
Probably.
Same for the blur effect, Jova.
Yeah.
Don't you see, guys? It's all time stuff. Just like the kryptonite fog.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
A kill team? Jesus Christ! What is with these guys and their first reaction to that shooting kill?
Even little finger points it out. No.
Okay, so basically he decided to ask his soldiers to secretly spy on Martin.
Jesus Christ, the plotting characters are stupid.
It's a shame considering how many known and talented people are behind this.
You know, it's really weird because, you know, like, the way the game's...
Basically, remember back at the beginning when Paul first got into the time machine, Beth was apparently there as well. How? Why? We'll learn about that later.
Oh no, they're gonna pull one of those. Here's where we were at this point in time. Only, you know, we're already in a time traveling story. I can only imagine how well this will go.
So 62% of the community agrees with my choice. So take that for what it is, I guess.
Really. You know, it's weird, really, though, because, like, well, the way this game starts off, the plot seemed like it was going to be competent and, you know, highbrow enough, but then it just descends to stupidity upon stupidity.
The big problem with this game is that the rules of how things work are so vague. There's basically no actual explanation of how things works, so they just do whatever.
And that leads to a lot of stupidity, or at least what we consider stupidity, because, well, for all we know, they are being idiots because, again, the rules aren't explained well enough to us.
Yeah. Not to mention the fact the fact that the characters are all about as interesting as two pieces of bread doesn't help either.
I'm gonna take a gander and I'm gonna take a guess and say that there's a lot worse to come.
Yeah, think about this. There's 5 acts in this game. We've done 3 acts. I mean, aside from the 3rd episode, we've done we're over halfway. We've done 3 things.
60%.
Yeah, we're 60% done with this game, and so far, what did we even accomplish in terms of plot and character development?
I think we finally got a
Barely
scientist
anything,
who can help us out, but we don't even really know that scientist, now do we?
The entirety of Act 3 to kidnap that scientist.
And this game starts off and then it just meanders into nothing. It's an absolute pointless waste of time. Anyway, we're dragging this part long enough. See you everybody for the 3rd episode of the show.
See ya.
See ya.